The reign of the world's tallest roller coaster, Kingda Ka, has finally come to an end as the ride exploded into smithereens. The latest and greatest theme park in Orlando has had reviews coming in already, and it's looking rather epic. And here in the UK, it seems we have lost yet another flat ride, and it's not looking good for the park that's lost it. Yeah, it's been a rather sad week this week, because all that and even more has happened this past week in theme parks. Wait, hang on a minute, this is too sad now. Yes, welcome back to another episode of the hit acronym TPWITP, otherwise known as the series where we look through the past week in the theme park industry. And as per usual, it has been one heck of a week, so if you want to skip to specific stories you'd rather hear about, then use the video progress bar chapters below. And also use that subscribe button if you haven't already. There's going to be so much more content coming now the parks are somewhat open, and more are opening soon, so there's going to be tons more to see on this channel, so subscribe. Thanks. And thank you to the past week for being so busy, because otherwise I wouldn't have this video to do. And this week could be the biggest yet, so be sure to pull down your seatbelts and strap on your restraints. I keep getting that wrong. You get what I mean? It is time to venture into the past week in theme parks. Starting in America, where the Skyview cable car over at Hersheypark will not be returning for ever. A classic cable car ride that goes over some of the park. We've had a few here in the UK, they're all gone, so I'm not surprised that one's going. Universal Studios Hollywood have been busy building Hollywood Drift, their intimate launch coaster, and the sort of stall on that ride has been topped off, and it looks lovely. Indiana Beach seem to be opening a brand new pirate ship ride, and it looks cool. There's a pirate ship. I don't know what else to say. A smaller amusement park called Lakemont Park will not be reopening its rides this year. It doesn't seem to have too many major attractions, but just seeing another amusement park go down with all of its rides, it's really sad. People have realised that King's Dominion will be removing 2 of their kids' rides. Oh no! Which obviously means less rides for those of a younger age, which is a bit sad. There's a lot of sad today. But another thing people have realised that's actually really happy is that Time Warp at Canada's Wonderland, the Zamperla Volaire they have, one of the first of its kind, get rid of it, has actually been removed from the app. And we said a few weeks ago that it might be getting removed. There's a rumour going around. It seems like that is the case. Can we get that same demolition crew over to Flamingo Land, please? Flying Cobras, which seems to be a Vekoma boomerang, has been repainted over at Carowinds, and it's looking rather not like a cobra. But cobras don't fly anyway. Silverwood theme park have announced that Tremors, their wooden roller coaster, is not going to be retracked, is not going to undergo a refurbishment, but instead is going to undergo some seismic upgrades. I don't know what that means, and I assume it is literally just a retrack, but this lovely photo of some people standing on the track came out, and I have no idea why that one bloke looks the exact same in both photos. Six Flags Great Escape have now introduced new trains for their ride Flashback. SheiKra over at Busch Gardens Tampa Bay seems to be being repainted. There's a primer sort of colour at the bottom of the splashdown, and it looks like we're just going to see that coated in primer and then go red. Or, because it's a grey colour, and it's also in the middle of loads of red, they're actually going for the Top Thrill 2 colour scheme, guys. Universal Orlando have begun selling brand new generation wands in their Harry Potter lands that it seems most of them cost around $85. I'm going to wave it in the window. The Universal Kids Resort over in Texas has been going up slowly, and we have actually seen some coaster track and coaster trains arrive at the site. I don't know if you saw the Troller coaster they made in Orlando, but if they make that sort of front car but stick Gru's face on it for a Minion roller coaster, best ride in the world. Cosmic Rewind over at Disney World Orlando in Epcot no longer has a virtual queue line. They took it off on February 25th, and it seems to have got a 3.5 hour wait as its maximum, and from there it's been a lot less. Please, for the love of God, can we follow this trend of getting rid of all virtual queues? Rapterra at King's Dominion, the brand new B&M bouncy wing coaster, is supposed to be opening on the 29th of March, later this month. Oh, the Vekoma Tilt Coaster Circuit Breaker has been going up very nicely, and you can see a lovely construction update from CCTV at a NASCAR race. I'm sure we'll see that test very, very soon. As we probably will, I hate to talk about this once again, Wrath of Rakshasa, the B&M dive coaster with the world's most inversions. Wah! That coaster has had its trains delivered to the park, so as said, I don't have to report on that ride now until it starts testing. Very much like Siren's Curse, although I know stuff will happen with both of them, so I'll have to report on them more. But with that being said, let's go through some of the longer news stories that are probably a lot more interesting. I can't lie. Because the first of which comes from America, but seems to have ended up in India. A very world-renowned Vekoma SLC, yes, I don't know why those two words go together, but for good reason, T3 over at Kentucky Kingdom, that was known as one of the most rough Vekoma SLCs ever. But as you probably guessed, that ride got removed from Kentucky Kingdom and it's been potentially moved to India at a park called Wonderland, Bangalore, and red/pink track and supports have been spotted in a field nearby. I wouldn't be surprised if that is T3, but I feel really sad for all those people that will ride that and think, oh, this might actually be quite good, and it's just not. Something that did have a good reaction, though, is over in Brazil. Yes, I haven't actually reported about this country or any parks there in this series, but a brand new park called Cacau Park, I'm not good at pronunciation, has had track being delivered to the site for their brand new Vekoma Ghost Rider, and there was a really wholesome video of some fans along a bridge just watching this be delivered, like cheering and everything. It's so cool to see enthusiasm like that, and there's also some types of enthusiasm that is quite funny, as we'll see later. But seeing a new park open and seeing track delivered and everyone getting so excited, I love that. Hopping back over to America and going to Hersheypark now again with their brand new SNS Scream and Swing known as Twizzler's Twisted Gravity. That's one of the names of all time. Has finally gone vertical, as you can see there. It's just a piece of steel. What else is there to say? And again, back over to Universal Hollywood for another Fast and Furious update, but this time not about the roller coaster, but about the abomination of a dark ride that they have there. Fast and Furious Supercharged is a dark ride that came to both Florida and Hollywood, and it is crap. I didn't even do it, and I just know it is. But Universal, I don't know whether they're listening to the fans or if they're actually just doing this because they have to, are closing the ride almost 10 years later in Hollywood. Not Florida yet, but hopefully, fingers crossed. And whilst on the topic of Universal, I'm going to stick with Florida for now because there's some epic news. Coming out of Epic Universe, of course, last week I spoke about the fact that team manager previews were taking place, and those have now taken place and still are, and we actually have some written, very vague reviews on some of the rides. I've heard the rumours floating around that Stardust Racers has a rattle on it, which really wouldn't surprise me, considering Mack nowadays, or any manufacturer nowadays. And I've also been hearing a lot, tons, about how good Monsters Unchained might actually be. The big dark ride in their Dark Universe area is going to be full of these insane looking animatronics that we saw ages ago, and it's going to be filled with technology. And as said, reviews are coming in for that, and people are saying it is one of the best rides, if not the best ride in the world. Seeing people hype up that ride so much, I really hope it lives up to expectations, because if I go in September and it's not as good as people say, I will be upset forever. And if you really want to, you can actually go on the Universal Orlando Resort app and check out the map of Epic Universe, zooming in and out of different things. You can look at how many trees there are. Yeah, I thought I'd mention that because it's quite cool to see, and I'm very sad I'm not there for opening day. And transporting ourselves over to the UK and Europe, as you can see, I'm flying over there right now, and we're here. Tivoli World Theme Park in Spain has finally been given the go-ahead to reopen. The park wasn't the biggest thing in the world, but it had quite a few different rides and attractions, and it closed back in 2020 before some pandemic hit, apparently. The park since then has been left to rot, and now it has been given the go-ahead, as said, to reopen its doors. I assume we'll see an entire refurbishment project of all the different rides, might even see a few new ones, and they should have the park open again in no time. Keeping in Spain, Portaventura World, one of the best theme parks in Europe, is of course retracking their wooden roller coasters Stampida. Thank the Lord. But with the park now being open, we've actually seen a little bit more of what that retrack is going to be, and we can see that it isn't just that one turn, it also does go round into a few of the hills, but it's not the full track layout. And it's also not open right now. If you rode Stampida at this current minute, you'd have this really rough experience. You'd go around that turn, oh my god, it's so smooth. and then you just die. I'll keep you updated on when that reopens, as I will with Liseberg over in Sweden, their water park. Obviously, quite a while back now, they suffered a huge fire which did destroy most of the structure for that entire water park, but they have persevered and they have gone and started constructing it better than before, and there's some photos that go with it. I really can't wait to visit that water park. Liseberg is one of my favourite parks in the world, and it's such a shame it went on fire, but at least they're reopening it and it should be open next year. This year though, we have some roller coasters opening for the first time ever, and we have some new announcements for them. Parc Asterix over in France is opening a brand new spinning roller coaster, and that has been announced to open in mid-May 2025. Not a specific date given, I don't think, but middle of May. Wallaby Holland have shown photos of their Yoy roller coaster trains. We've seen the green one, the thrill side, but we've now seen the chill one, as you can see on screen. What on earth is that supposed to be? No matter the look of the train or how it's tested, I'm very excited to ride that, and I will be in June. Grona back in Sweden have also started constructing a brand new ride for this year. We've known about it for a while with the concept art they released, but now it's actually gone vertical, and this thing looks really strange, but also really fun. It's like some swing thing that as it swings the arms down, you swing out on the separate arm. It's confusing. But yeah, that started going vertical as well. And finally, one of the ones that I keep reporting on, and I'm actually happy to because it looks insane. Helios at Fantasiana has had its trains delivered, and these trains look lovely. And they also look extremely familiar. I think this definitely shows that it isn't a Big Dipper and it's definitely a Max Striker. The trains do look really nice and I can't wait to ride it at some point. Give us an opening date, please. I just want to go and ride it now, but you can't do that because they ain't even tested it yet. Well done. Let's now head over to the UK. We are back in the motherland, but not for long, because the main news story of today, as you've seen by the title and the thumbnail, that's why you clicked, is back over in America. But there's some interesting things going on here too, such as the fact Thorpe Park announced a brand new pass holder day that they were going to be doing on the 16th of March, and by the time you're seeing this, the tickets have gone out and probably sold out. I've had a few people asking whether or not I will be attending, but I will not be. I apologise. Alton Towers are now offering VIP track walks for Nemesis Reborn, even with the chance to go onto the transfer track, the op cabin, and go and see the tech bunker. What the hell is that? Just walk into Bunker 94, the shop, and it's just full of computers instead. Thorpe Park are also busy painting Colossus and the entire 2 corkscrews and those inline twists, or corkscrew. The 4 barrel rolls in a row, that's the word. Those have been painted as well. And as much as Thorpe doesn't open on the 16th, because that's the pass holder day, Blackpool Pleasure Beach in the UK has already opened its doors for the year. It opened on Saturday the 1st of March and loads of people went down and obviously got on all the rides except from Skyforce because they've just bin bagged each seat and won't be opening it this year. If you missed that, go and watch last week's episode. River Caves actually had a very interesting sign on it reading, "We are busy musing and weaving new dreamlike visions of a wanderlust. I dream of painting and then I paint my dream." Okay. They're reimagining the river caves. We sort of knew that was the case anyway, but it's good to see some official confirmation of that. And right opposite river caves is the Bowlerdrome, which has actually been boarded off now. The old arcade building that has been rumoured to have a coaster on top of it at times, and all the theming's been removed on it. It's been through a hell of a journey. It looks like it's fully going now. And not only have we lost the Bowlerdrome, but soon we will also be losing Wild Asia over at Chessington, which now sees the rides off the website, and it seems like that area will not be opening for any of 2025 due to the new Minecraft land, if you haven't seen already.
The Nether.
The Nether. The Nether.
But on top of those that we have lost, we've also lost a flat ride over at Oakwood Theme Park. It's not known whether this is just a maintenance project or whether this is actually the end of its life, but their drop and shot tower that is very, very strange, called Bounce, has been seen being removed from the park. One of the most anticlimactic drop towers I've ever been on. But to lose another flat ride and to lose another ride at Oakwood especially is not great. I think that park is on very thin ice at the minute. I think 1 or 2 more seasons and it might be gone. So I demand you, if you have not been to Oakwood Theme Park yet in Wales, go, because it might be your last chance. Megaphobia is incredible, and if it gets destroyed, I'll be fuming. But guess what else everyone is fuming at, including myself, because I'm really sad I never got to ride it. Back over in America, of course, the main thing that's happened in the past week that pretty much everyone knows about, it's literally been in the US news as well. Hold on, I forgot to travel over there. The implosion of Kingda Ka, the world's tallest roller coaster, an Intamin hydraulic launch coaster that used to shoot riders off all the way up this top hat, that even had a flat ride on the side of it. And there was no announcement last year of, oh, it's going to close at the end of the year. There was a few speculation and rumours created by enthusiasts who had heard certain things, and turns out they were right, because it did close. But obviously after it closed, there was a document revealed about it being imploded. That implosion was going to take place at the start of February, and it got delayed to late February and March. And then this post dropped on the local news page on Facebook about a sound warning at a certain time because they were going to implode the ride. Friday the 28th of February, it was going to be the end for Kingda Ka. And so it was, because it actually did fall down very quickly and actually very, very well onto itself. And it's just such a sad sight to see, man. And I have already seen multiple different angles, and I'll play quite a few on screen right now. As you can see, that's the main one, the helicopter cam as it comes around, and you just see this explosion right at the bottom, and it just collapses. But don't worry, because it's actually been rebuilt. As you can see, listen to that sound. Oh, here it goes. There was various people filming it around like the car parks and just the surrounding area, and you can just see it just topple over like so, and it's quite a sight to behold, to be fair. Obviously, from all these different angles you're seeing right now, you can't actually see when it hits the ground, but on the helicopter cam, as soon as it hits the ground, loads of just smoke and dust rises, and as soon as it clears out, you just see this shot of what looks to be an unbuilt Lego set, just all sat there in pieces, some of the tracks crumpled up, and it's sad, but also very cool. Obviously, the reactions on social media and the people that were there was very much a, oh my god, and whoa, there it goes sort of reaction. There was someone on the news crying about the fact that it had gone, and the news reporter afterwards was trying so hard not to laugh, which I find hilarious. But there is this amazing angle here that I haven't actually seen in many places before. So behold this. Look, it just explodes and it just topples down, but it's on the site level. And there you go, hits the ground. Just ridiculous, man. My god, what a sight. If it had fallen the wrong way, it would have been devastation. But yeah, the Six Flags Great Adventure skyline will never be the same again. Who knows if this will happen to any of the other hydraulic launch coasters across the world? Time will tell. Just please don't touch Stealth here in the UK. Thanks. Make sure you subscribe so you can stay up to date on everything going on in the theme park industry weekly, because there's a lot going on, as you can tell. Goodbye.